10 agents, 45 minutes of MLS scrolling each, every single morning. That is 7.5 hours of selling time your brokerage loses before 9 a.m. There is a fix. Today, we are breaking down exactly how top residential brokerages are replacing the morning MLS scramble with a fully automated, AI-powered daily brief and how you can start today. Here is what the morning looks like for most brokerage teams right now versus what it can look like with AI in place. The difference is not just time. It is the quality of every client conversation your agents have for the rest of that day. Let's walk through 4 solutions from zero cost and zero setup to fully integrated platforms built for high-volume teams. Let's start with the easiest win in real estate AI right now. Every morning, your team leader exports the MLS activity report and pastes it into ChatGPT with a simple prompt. You ask the AI to act as a market analyst, highlight must-see new listings, flag price reductions, surface days on market trends, and format everything as a scannable bullet point brief. In under 2 minutes, you have a polished summary ready to drop into Slack, email to the team, or read aloud at your morning huddle. No subscription, no setup, no tech team required. For a 10-agent suburban brokerage, this single habit saves 45 minutes of collective scrolling before the day even starts. 45 minutes saved per morning across 10 agents. That is nearly 4 hours of pure selling time returned to your team every single day. For brokerages that want to add a human expert voice to their morning brief, Plod is a standout option. Your team leader or top producer does a quick 5-minute verbal walkthrough each morning, covering the hottest new listings, key price cuts, and any inventory shifts worth watching. Plod captures, transcribes, and summarizes that conversation automatically. The result is a polished, structured brief with a personal expert layer on top of the data. No one types a single word. This format works especially well for luxury residential teams, where tone and local context matter as much as the raw numbers. Every agent on your team is working a different buyer. A single generic brief is already outdated the moment it lands. Sidekick is built as a direct MLS-connected AI copilot. And for mid-sized teams or high-volume buyer agent groups, it changes the game entirely. Imagine 20 agents, each receiving a brief filtered specifically to their active buyer profiles. Your agent working with first-time buyers in the $350,000 to $450,000 range gets exactly that segment highlighted. Your move-up buyer specialist covering premium zip codes gets a completely different picture. Sidekick makes that level of personalization scalable, with no manual sorting required. This is the kind of tool that makes your best agents faster and brings your newer agents up to speed faster. Now let's look at how these 4 solutions stack up side by side so you can match the right tool to your team size and workflow. Here is how the 4 options compare across the dimensions that matter most to a brokerage operator. ChatGPT wins on cost and speed to start. Plod wins on the human voice layer. Sidekick and SalesWise win on MLS integration depth and personalization at scale. The right choice depends entirely on your team size and how much personalization your agents actually need. SalesWise rounds out the toolkit for brokerages covering multiple markets or geographic zones. A regional brokerage covering 3 counties can use SalesWise to generate a separate morning brief for each zone automatically. Agents covering Zone 1 get inventory movement and pricing trends specific to their market. Zone 2 agents get an entirely different picture. This keeps larger teams hyperlocal and sharp without anyone manually segmenting the data each morning. Here is the workflow that top brokerages are running every morning. MLS data comes in, the AI processes it into a structured brief, it gets delivered to each agent, and agents walk into their first client call already armed with the day's best opportunities. The whole chain runs before your team even arrives at the office. Before you launch your morning brief system, a few things to get right from day one. The teams that stick with this workflow do these things consistently. The ones that abandon it usually skip one of the don'ts. Here is the competitive picture. While agents at other brokerages are still scrolling through raw MLS feeds at 8 a.m., your team is already on the phone with buyers about the listing that just dropped. That gap compounds every single morning. And in a market where inventory moves fast, it often means the difference between presenting an opportunity and explaining why you missed it. Ready to build this for your brokerage? Here is exactly where to start based on your team size. The brokerages winning right now are not working harder in the mornings. They are working smarter, with AI doing the heavy lifting before the first cup of coffee is finished. If you want help mapping out the right morning brief system for your specific team size and structure, book a free 15-minute AI audit. We will look at your current workflow and identify exactly where AI can save your agents the most time starting this week. And subscribe to see next week's breakdown of how top teams are using AI to write buyer-ready property summaries in under 60 seconds.